Hey everyone, my name is Sarah. Today I'm going to be doing a decluttering video. I have a lot of makeup that I just don't use, stuff that I've purchased, stuff that's been given to me, mostly stuff that I purchased though that I'm just not using. It turns out it's just not for me, for my skin. If it's one of your favorite products, don't take offense to it, but I'm not throwing it out. I'm going to pass it along to someone who can use it. So with that being said, I'm going to start showing you everything that I am removing from my personal collection. So the first thing I'm going to remove is the All Nighter foundation from Urban Decay. I was really excited when this first came out. I'm all about like oil control, matte, full coverage, like true full coverage. Problem is, even the lightest shade oxidizes. It gets too dark on me. I have the shade 0.5 and it still ends up too dark once it's done drying and oxidizing. So for me, it just has to be a pass. I wanted to love it. I was so excited when I first bought it that I bought another one right away because, you know, I was afraid that they'd be sold out forever. So I actually have like 1.5 of these. I see no reason to keep it. I'd rather pass it along to someone who has use for it. The next thing I will not be keeping, I've gone through an entire bottle of this, and then I bought another one, and I think something either in the formula changed or something in my skin changed, but the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation, this is in Light 41 Neutral. This looks a little bit gray to me. Even when it was brand new, it was looking a little bit gray. I don't know why, but I can't mix it with anything because of the texture. I can't wear it by itself, so I'm not going to keep it. Let's see here. I'm going to get through all the complexion stuff first. The next thing is the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. Cool product, not bad on my skin, but the packaging looks nice, has a pump, you shake it. The pump gets stuck a lot though, and I don't have time to fight a pump, especially in the morning when I'm in a hurry to get ready. So I'm gonna have to pass on it. The final, no, not final, but another complexion item, and don't jump on me for this. It was my fault for not getting a sample first, but I got sucked into the hype when this line launched. It is the Fenty foundation. This is the shade 100. It's actually too light for me. I've tried to make it work by itself. I've tried to make it work by using it as a mixing foundation because it's a nice thin consistency. I was hoping that it would work in a capacity of brightening other foundations that are too dark, such as the Urban Decay All Nighter, but they just don't mix. Things separate. This by itself on my skin just makes me look like I'm super sick because it washes me out so terribly. So my bad on picking the wrong color, but this formula just isn't right on my skin. I'm not oily enough for this to look good. Next item, well, it's not complexion, but Troublemaker from Urban Decay. I never even opened this. I'm going to find someone that wants this mascara who loves it and they can have it. I didn't even open it to look at the brush. Like, this has never been opened. It is still brand spanking new, so this will just get passed along. I've heard enough reviews on it that I'm just going to pass on this. When it comes to Urban Decay mascaras, I'm all about perversion, but Troublemaker is a no for me. When I hear that it leaves your lashes feeling sticky and it never truly, truly dries down and they're continuing to feel sticky throughout the day, I can't. Another complexion product, and I wanted this to work, but the color at the time still wasn't light enough, but I tried so many times to make it work, to mix it. It is the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. Now, since I purchased this, they did another round of shade extensions, both lighter and deeper, and they're still currently working on more shade extensions for this range, but this color in Snow, I love that it's yellow undertoned, but that's about where it ends for me. It's still too dark for me. For context, I wear an NC10 from MAC. The Alabaster 00 shade from Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Foundation that I have on right now is absolutely seamless, and it's really tough even with high-end brands to find colors that suit super fair skin. So this Too Faced Born This Way is just not going to cut it for me. My final complexion product is the Boscia Pore Perfecting White Charcoal Mattifying Treatment Primer. I'm not trying to mattify my skin that much from my primer. If I want a matte finish, I'm just going to achieve it with my powder. I've tried these mattifying primers before, not just from Boscia, but like from Makeup Forever. The idea of it's cool, but it just leaves my skin feeling so tight. So I think it's just a little bit too dehydrating for me. So I'll pass this along to somebody who is super oily that will get much more use and enjoyment out of it. Alright, so now we actually have a hot tool. And I did buy this. Those guys at those kiosks, you know, the foreigners that have those beautiful accents while they speak English, they got me. They got me to buy a Sutra hot iron. I had to talk them down on price, and this works. It's not a bad hot iron, but as you can see, it's 1 inch wide, and I have a lot of hair. Like, there's a lot here. And I have a 2 inch wide Hot Tools flat iron that works just as well. But, the people selling this to me, you know, let me show you, let me give you this sample, and, you know, they sweet talk you into all this, and they try and sell it 2 for $200. Well, I don't have that much. Well, how about $150? And I had to haggle them down to $80. And like I said, it's a perfectly fine flat iron. It works. It gets hot. It straightens my hair, but I have to spend more time with a 1 inch than I do with a 2. I'd rather get it done in half the time. So this is going to get passed along to someone who has either thinner or shorter hair so that they can enjoy it and I can get it out of my place and make some more space. All right, next we're moving on to eyeshadow palettes. This first one, this is a counterfeit palette. I didn't necessarily know that there was a lot of counterfeit makeup out there when I bought this a few years ago, but it is a counterfeit Naked 2 palette. This is not authentic Urban Decay. Packaging looks the same. All the same information on the back to the best of my knowledge. It came with the brush. The shadows look real similar, but performance-wise, no. And just in general, these cool tone palettes aren't for me. I like a good neutral shadow. It doesn't have to be warm, but these cool tones, they just don't look that great on me, in my personal opinion. So the Naked 2 counterfeit palette here is a no for me. I'm not going to keep it. Now this palette I bought while I was working for MAC. It's not even a MAC palette, but I bought it while I was working for them because I was really excited about it. Instagram gets me. I fit the demo perfectly for some of these makeup companies, but it's the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Quality, yes, it's there. These are beautiful eyeshadows. I don't pick it up enough. I've picked this up maybe half a dozen times since I purchased it to put these shadows on my eyes, to wear them and use them. And if I'm not picking up a palette, why am I keeping it? And I have so many other palettes. The only ones I will never give up, including Subculture, is going to be my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I have like 13 of them. Every single eyeshadow palette she's put out, I've bought. Those are going to just stay with me forever. All of them. The next palette, it's another Too Faced palette. I was once again so excited when they announced it, when it launched. I got it through early access as a Sephora VIP Rouge. First one that came had a busted shadow in it. I was desperate to get it replaced, and Sephora made it right, so that's no big deal. It is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar, the semi-sweet version. Really, really nice palette. Great quality shadows in here, but once again, I'm not picking this up enough. Why am I keeping it? I'm not going to. I'm going to pass it along. Another one that I have, this is not claiming to be a knockoff, but this is the Exposed palette from Crown. This is their dupe for the Naked 3 from Urban Decay. Not a bad palette, but not the best either. I mean, it's a private label, and that's fine, but I don't pick it up very often, so I'm not going to keep it. Another palette that I'm not going to keep, I'm going to see about passing on, is this Prissy Princess palette from the Matte Girls collection, the first round. It's a perfectly fine palette. I've used it a few times. I've also cleaned it off and sanitized it, so that way whoever gets it next will be able to use it without worrying about getting pink eye. The shadows are fine. Once again, that cool toned color story, not for me. And the final one I'm going to be passing along is the first edition BH Cosmetics 120 color palette of eyeshadows. So this big guy right here. I have the second edition, so lots of bright, beautiful colors in here. If you've never seen these, you get 2 trays. That's how you get 120 colors. So you get a good variety, you get a lot of finishes. The thing of it is, the second edition, which I purchased first, has a lot of the same shadows in it. There's no need for me to keep both. So that's everything that I am decluttering from my personal collection as of right now. I've gotten better about not opening multiple things when it comes to, say, like mascaras. So when I get a bunch of new mascaras, I only open one of them, so that way the rest of them can stay nice and fresh, and I'll just have a longer supply rather than having 3 open at once and throwing them all out at the same time. Lip stuff, I would probably never get rid of any of that. And there has been some decluttering that I've done that I didn't think to throw in this box to put in this video. So, sorry about that. That is the end of this video. If there's anything that you've gotten rid of that, you know, is like in my pile, tell me about it. If there's anything that you think I should have kept, let me know. And if you have any questions, comments, requests for future videos, please leave those in the comments down below, and I will do my best to respond to you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye!